like words like violated, you know, not a safe space, you know,
Did you say you felt violated when someone broke into your home?
Yeah, but someone broke into my home, didn't bring me a jacket.
You kidding me? You want me? No, wait a minute. No, so you want, in the middle of me trying to protect my child, I have to then come and save all you?
I can't! What's up, y'all? It's Brian Keith, and I'm back with another video. Today, we'll be talking about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Season 12, the reunion part 1. A lot happened in this situation. I don't know what Crystal did to Kyle, but Kyle's on her motherfucking head top. Y'all, like, comment, subscribe, and let's get into the video.
You beat the case.
Yeah, let me check my shit real quick. Hotter than the fire coming out my flaming lips. You wanna play with me? You can't play in me. On the playground, bitch, you can't play with me. Got it, won it, securing the bag.
Alright, y'all, so we're basically going to just start it out. I really want to go in no particular order. Like, there's a lot of stuff that's been going on in my personal life, good, that really got me like all over the place. I'm so late with the video, but y'all, the video starts out and we see Jamie Lee Curtis. She basically talks about how basically her appearance on the show boosted up her charity, and she's just so excited for the girls. And so she didn't know, like, you know, I didn't know this platform was like that really would do these numbers for my charity. And then like they basically talk about Dorit's, you know,
This is chic,
and just being very much overzealous. And I'm just like, you know, give Dorit something, because she really didn't give much this season, but you know, give her something. They talk about Dorit's basically break-in.
Yeah, it is.
How has your life changed since all this happened?
And like they talk about how people think that it was fake, and she's just like, why would I fake something like this? And the question for me is like, we don't know why you would fake something like this, but it do seem like you faked it. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and just hold you, like, girl, like at the end of the day, like, why would you leave your phone out? She was like, you know,
I told them, like, I just try to be so compliant with them, and then they just left my phone thing.
And my whole thing is like, a burglar, I don't know what burglar or robber is going to break into your house and then be like, you know what, you're right, I'm gonna leave your phone at the gate so you can call your husband. It doesn't make sense. Maybe, you know, I'm not a criminal, I don't know, but I'm just like, it doesn't really make sense. And Andy was just asking her questions, you know, while she's talking. You know, the baby girl's long-winded and she's over here talking, and then he just like try to eat that yawn and she's like, am I boring you
Again.
And because, you know, she's long-winded, the girl is talking and not getting to a point. Girl, star method. How you gonna get all the way down? Like, go from what that results? Like, what are we doing? And they scoot over to Garcelle's segment. Like, Garcelle's segment really triggered me.
Your son Jax, who is 14,
Yes,
was attacked on Instagram, and the comments were racist and unsettling.
Because, like, you know, a lot of the bots that came and attacked Garcelle's son was very much racist, bullies, and they really attacked him. And she just like, you know, it was disgusting, all the things that they said. And they said, like, if it wasn't for your white daddy, you'll have a knee in your neck. Like, who says shit like that? That is so, like, I feel like there should be like some cybersecurity that can go back and see who said this, and they should be held accountable, because it's just disgusting that someone would dare say that if it wasn't for your white daddy, you'll have a knee in your neck. You wouldn't say that to nobody's face, because you already knew that it'd be boom, right? But she basically explains, like, you know, Andy was like, do you think it was somebody in this group? And she was,
Someone must have been behind it.
Absolutely, someone must have been behind it.
Do you think it was someone in this group?
If I'm going to be honest, I did, absolutely.
like, you know what? I do. I thought it was somebody in this group. I thought somebody purchased bots to attack my son. And all the other girls are looking like. But Diana comes on the screen and she's talking about, yeah, you know.
I guess the biggest accusation was that you were some sort of a madam, and they.
I have a nervous tick with the licking her lips. The girl licked her lips like it's no other. I think her and Milan Christopher would lick their lips like it's nothing. But
there are a lot of people right now accusing you of being behind the bots that went after Garcelle's 14-year-old.
They get into Garcelle, and Garcelle, she's like, you know, to be honest, I do think Diana purchase the bots. That's what I do think.
Garcelle, was there a point where you thought she was behind it?
Yeah, I did. If I'm going to be honest, I did think she was behind it. Absolutely.
And Diana was like, no, she's not responsible for it. And then they get into this whole little tiff because Diana has been going on a campaign to take down Garcelle. It's never going to work, especially with Diana. Like, girl, to be honest, you're probably fired. But she's trying to take down Garcelle, and it's just weird because, like, Garcelle said, like, girl, you're obsessed with me. Like,
one thing that you would want to say to her?
I would want to say to Diana, why is she so obsessed with me?
Because you're gorgeous.
Stupid. Like, everything about me you're obsessed with. You have my name in your mouth more than you have in your mouth, and you should just mind your business and leave me alone. And Diana's just sitting there like, this is weird. So Diana goes into this whole diatribe because she was like, Garcelle, you should have, by Jax putting my name in the thing, it made people target me and bully me. My family was bullied.
I've asked her to pencil the name when we were getting death threats.
Instead of acknowledging that Garcelle's son was bullied and was the one that was getting bullied, you turn it around and you try to make you're the victim. Girl, Beyonce said the best. How you gonna be the victim and the villain at the same motherfucking time? It does not work. Nobody's gonna have sympathy for you when we know that you have your hand in the cookie jar and you got crumbs all over your mouth. It doesn't work, sweetie. And then she wants to talk about, oh, my family been murdered. My thing been murdered. So if anything happens to my family, I'm coming after you. And I'm just like, what does murder have to do with anything? Like, she took it to a step where it's just like, where did that even come from? The relevance of it is just weird. Yes, you talking about you want to protect your family. Cool. You getting death threats. But to be honest, I ain't gonna hold you. Ever since you stepped on the show, like, you ruin your whole presence. Like, at the end of the day, like, it's just weird. And like Garcelle says, like, girl, like, just leave me alone, let it be that. I agree 100% with Garcelle. Kyle thought it was a good idea to chime in because they were talking about the whole Jax's post, and Diana's name was in the post, and she was like, well, if you would have took out this part and scratched it out.
I think she's saying, could you have deleted it, penciled out, and then you could have reposted it maybe.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Cancel.
And Garcelle had the right reaction. I was happy she snapped on Kyle.
Are you kidding me? You want me to wait a minute.
No,
so you want, in the middle of me trying to protect my child, I have to then come and save all you?
Kyle was like, not me, I'm not saying it, which I get what Kyle was saying. Like, she's just giving an example. But regardless of the fact, like, why would you even give that example? It's dumb. Like, if she's saying that I'm trying to protect my son, I'm not worried about if you feel bad about it. I'm worried about if my son feels good, if my son feels comfortable. I'm not worried about if you feel some type of way. I don't give a fuck, to be honest. So it's just like, especially if Garcelle think Diana was the one that did it. Like, why would I give you some type of grace when you came after her this whole time? You know. So I don't know. They go on with Crystal and they talk about the whole dark comment, and Crystal was just like, yeah, it was just like, Sutton said something that was so dark, and I just didn't know what it was. She was like, there's basically more to the story. She went to Watch What Happens Live and talked about, like, there's more comments that Sutton says, and everybody's talking about, okay, what was the comments?
What is it? But say an overall tone versus it was something so dark I can't repeat it. I'm going to say tone. I'm going to take a different thing.
And then she's talking about, well, it's a tone. And I'm like,
A tone?
Wait a damn minute.
Stupid. It's irritating because you sit up here and said that it was a dark comment. Like, everybody is thinking that the girl said nigga. Like, we're not gonna sit here and act like that's not what we thought she said. We all thought she said the N-word. That's just what it was. But you kept on running with it. And Rodney said it in his video, and he was like, yeah, you know, I feel like Crystal was just like, you want to take one of the white women down, and, you know, I'm fine with that because they do it to us all the time. But in this situation, these are the things that I get upset with Sutton. This is why I rank Sutton as my second favorite, or the second MVP instead of number one, because Sutton always apologizes, or she always wants to not get in conflict or wiggle her way out. Because when Andy asked her the question about what Crystal was saying, she was just like, well, you know, sometimes I could say things that are wrong, and sometimes it could be misinterpreted, and I could have said something but you know, we have an understanding. And I'm just like, girl, you know what she was trying to say. She was trying to say that you're racist. You're a Southern white woman like, come on, you already know what you're trying to say, but then you play into the play. I don't know if they had a conversation before the reunion. Like, girl, you know, I said what I said. You cool with it? I'm cool with it. Let's just bear the hatchet because we got bigger fish to fry. Maybe that's the conversation they had, but I'm just so confused on how you just let Crystal really play you like that. And like, Kyle wasn't letting her breathe. Kyle was not letting her breathe. They get on the whole comments about the 14 friends. Like, why did 14 of your friends drop you?
I want to know what Crystal did to get 14 of her friends mad at her. I believe it too, because 14 is such a specific number.
It's a weird number.
And she's just like, well, you know, it's before the show, and they dropped me because, well, I was on the show, and then
Like, not talking to me since I've done the show. Some of these people were asked to be on the show, though. That's why. He said that since you've been on the show, you've noticed a difference with these women, but these some of these women.
Kyle was like, so is it before the show or was it after the show while you're on the show? Like, which one is it? And she was like, oh, it was before the show. She was like, okay, it's before the show because you say it was after while you was on the show. I was just clarifying.
Didn't you just say that after I did the show, they got weird with me after I started filming? That's what you just said. Okay. This is very confusing.
And it was a big...
How is that confusing?
Like, I don't know what the situation was with Kyle and Crystal, but I feel like Kyle was like, you know what? I'm going to have a lot to talk about because my sister and the other ones are going ham on each other. So I need to have conflict with somebody, and the easiest target is Crystal. I feel like they've been having like little tiffs back and forth, but I feel like Kyle just chose Crystal. And then Erica, you know, Rinna, Sutton was a little quiet. Not that many people really talked. It was really Garcelle, Kyle, and Crystal this episode. And you know, it was a good episode. I feel like the girls held their own. They said what they had to say, and like I said before, Garcelle still shined throughout the whole reunion. She said what she had to say, and you know, I'm excited for it. Let's talk about what the women were wearing. Standing up, Garcelle looked a fool. Sitting down, Garcelle looked lovely, right? Standing up, Sutton looked crazy in that pink. Sitting down, Sutton still looked crazy, but she looked decent. I'm just not getting the hair. Kyle looked phenomenal. I thought she looked great. She looked very youthful. The dress I liked. Rinna, face, hair, amazing. Dress, where the fuck are you going? Right? Erica, again, where are you going? Right? I don't know where she thought she was going, but hey. Diana, you weren't even at the reunion. You were on the screen. So I mean, Crystal looked very nice, but it was just plain Jane. It wasn't nothing crazy. Collectively, I don't know where half of these people were going. I've seen in a lot of other YouTubers, they're saying the same thing, that we don't know where there's no theme. And then why is it that like Potomac, Dubai, and in Atlanta, they have these themes and they stick to a color theme. Everything looks cohesive, everything looks nice, but all the other ones, they could just show up and one looks like they're over here going to church, the other one look like they're going to quinceañera, the other ones over here look like they're going to prom, the other one looks like they're over here going shopping, the other one looks like they're over here washing clothes. Like, it's just it makes no sense. But y'all, let me know what you guys think. I'm about to be back on my regular schedule, and yeah, I'm gonna have a lot more videos out and talk a little bit about BravoCon, a little bit about Big Brother, and then, you know, tomorrow will be Potomac. So I will see you guys later, and peace.